Hello again, ladies and gentlemen. We are back once again with some Destiny 2 news. We haven't done a weekly update in a long time, but there are some two big pieces of news that were in the weekly update. We'll get to them in just a minute, but first of all, we had a brand new secret exotic quest that was launched, which was the return of Outbreak Prime in Destiny 2. It's version 2.0, or as you would call it, the Outbreak Perfected. It's an OP Siva exotic pulse rifle. I finally managed to get the weapon myself. If you missed the full mission, it's on my channel right now. Definitely go watch it. It is very exciting. I'll try and do a heroic version of that hopefully very soon. And of course, possibly solve one of 3 puzzles. So we'll see how that goes. And so without further ado, we have 0 Hour being released. Now, they did release a quick little 30-second teaser trailer. If you missed it, here it is again. Check it out, and I'll talk to you at the end of the video. There we go. So 0 Hour, the brand new World Quest mission is finally out, and that's all part of the exotic quest line. Highly recommend do that for sure. So now let's just get right into it here and begin with our first of 2 big pieces of news to talk to you about. So first things first, before we talk about the brand new raid reveal, Season 7, which is the Penumbra expansion, which launches the 3rd and final expansion from the Forsaken Annual Pass, which will more likely start on June 4th. And that's also going to be the same day where Season of Opulence will kick off for all players that have Destiny 2 and the expansion pass. And of course, a lot of fans are familiar with how the raids can launch with new content, which usually falls on a Friday of the reset. Now they're going to do a little bit different. So owners of the pass will be able to conquer a new raid on day 1. Now, according to the dev team, they said the following right here. The world's first race for a raid is a competitive event. It's a challenge geared towards testing the fireteam's ability to learn and execute the mechanics, as well as their ability to overcome enemies and bosses together. Now, having a short window of time between release and launch allows us to preserve the combat challenge for players making their attempt on day 1 and getting raid content right away. So, if you missed it right here, that's your brand new raid reveal right here. Yes, sir. It's called Crown of Sorrow. It's the 2nd and final raid from year number 5 of Destiny's 10-year deal. That is set to launch June 4th, and it's going to be launched at 7 p.m. Eastern Time, 4 p.m. Pacific Time. The recommended power for the first encounter will be 715. As far as the rest of the encounters and the whole raid, recommended power is unknown at the moment, but we do know first encounter will be at 715. Now, of course, with the race about to get underway on June 4th, there will be some minor changes to some investment systems, which will ensure an even playing field. Sorry about that. Choked on something. While players are increasing their power at the launch of the season. So, for Last Wish and Scourge of the Past, it will be unavailable until Crown of Sorrow has been beaten. Now, this will prevent players that have a stash of either real keys from having a leg up in the race. As far as Prime attunements go, it will be reset to 2 charges per character on day 1. Now, while characters are building those charges over time, these are being set to 2 per character upon logging in after the new season begins. Now, of course, if you are level 50, all characters will earn engrams after signing in and playing during Season 7. And of course, they'll continue to build it over time after the reset occurs. And of course, if you have any powerful bounties prior to Season of Opulence, they'll have a power cap of 700. Now remember, with Season 7 launching June 4th, obviously it will go up by another 50 points. So max power level cap will be at 750. So there you have it. So the countdown's on. 4 more weeks until that season begins and the Penumbra expansion launching. And one more big piece of news before we wrap it all up here. Iron Banner. Yes, sir, folks. Lord Saladin heads to the tower one last time for Season 6, and it's going to take place next week. And it will invite you guys to participate in the power-enabled combat. So not only will we have our final Iron Banner of Season 6, but Increased Valor comes your way. That's set to go May 14th at 1 p.m. Eastern Time, 10 a.m. Pacific, and wrap it up on the weekly reset on May 21st. Now with update 2.2.2 launching back on Tuesday, which was on May 7th, this fixed an issue where the Iron Ruby shader was not being rewarded when dismantling the Iron Banner rewards. So if you're looking to get that shader, you can dismantle a reward that's already in your inventory or an Iron Banner reward next week. So of course for Saladin, he'll feature the following weapons when completing their associated weekly bounties. So you have like I think it's a grenade launcher and hand cannon. Those are the examples for sure. Now, since this will be the final Iron Banner of Season 6, you'll have one more chance to participate. And if you're on the path to earning 2,500 burden kills and the heavy SDF emblem, well, you only have one more week to complete the triumph called Now You're Just Showing Off. These are just your examples right here. So last chance to get your triumphs or armor sets until it's all over. And speaking of all over, that is it for this update. It is all over. Haven't done one of these in a long time, but I figured with those two big pieces of news that we just seen for the weekly update, I figured why not? We'll let you guys get informed for this big piece of information. Are you guys going to be ready to do the new raid coming up in a few weeks? I know I am, but yeah, it's going to take some work to do to get my power level up. By the way, I already have one character at 700 right now. I got my Warlock right around 698 or so, and the Titan 695. So I'm going to keep my mouth shut. I'm going to work on the heroic version and the puzzle right now for 0 hour. Thank you again for watching us, everybody. We will see you guys next time. By the way, if you are brand new to the channel, definitely hit that sub button. It is free to do here on YouTube, of course. And if you are a subscriber, notifications are turned on by hitting that bell to stay up to date on all the gameplay content we're going to do on this channel. And of course, a rating is greatly appreciated, which is a thumbs up to try and support the videos as best as possible. Thank you for watching. See you next time.